Happy Halloween, liches!
Today we've got 15 scary spooky monsters for you guys to use in your Halloween one-shots and campaign games. Let's go!
Everyone's entitled to one good scare. The first spoopy creature we pulled out of the bestiary is the Banshee. Your players are going to be going crazy when they're making death saving throws against the Banshee's death wail. Perfect for a cemetery or crypt. You can either have the Banshee jump right in, start causing mayhem, or maybe the players can figure out a little bit more about the Banshee. Maybe there was a loved one that she had in a past life. Connect with her, convince her not to kill everyone.
Let's go full Evil Dead with this next creature, the Crawling Claw. We're picturing a little combat encounter where you're tracking down a MacGuffin. You get down into the cellar of an abandoned cathedral, and you see this statue made of hands holding up the MacGuffin you've been searching for. And then as you get close, you realize these are not just statues and hands. They're crawling claws, damn it! They're all over us!
Next up, who doesn't love a freaking ghost? Sheet over the head, cut out holes for eyes. They're actually way more interesting than you think they might be. Look at the stat block. You can either fight them, or you can turn it into an awesome mystery encounter. Maybe the player characters can figure out why this ghost is haunting this area and how to set it free.
Plus, it's got a horrifying visage that ages people, and who doesn't love seeing your players' reactions when that happens?
There's no revivification from dying of old age.
The next creature that you can use to haunt your players is the Flesh Gollum, your little Dr. Frankenstein's monster. They got a berserk ability. If they lose half of their hit points, they literally just start smashing and attacking every object and person that they see. Put in some cages and crates filled with freaky mad scientist enemies. So as this thing is rampaging during the encounter, everything goes sideways and all sorts of weird baddies start popping out of this lab. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby.
Be free! What about lycanthropes? We can't forget about werewolves. The players are hunting down a werewolf that's been eating all the town's livestock. When they come into a bit of information that kind of horrifies them, they find out that it's the mayor's daughter. Do they kill the werewolf and save the town, or do they find a way to break her curse?
Tasty, tasty decisions. Hide your silverware, hide your knives.
Hide your kids, hide your wife from 2010.
Brought that back from the dead.
Oh my God.
Leaving it in. That's right, we're talking oozes. Black puddings, a classic blob monster, perfect for your Halloween season. Have this thing stuck up on the ceiling of a cavern, a cave, or a cellar, some decrepit place that hasn't been explored in a really long time. And then it just drops down on the party and it starts melting their armor, destroying their weapons. And when they slash at it,
they multiply.
It multiplies into 2 blobs now. Plus, if this thing murders one of your players, you get to describe them melting and dying and getting oozified in the most grotesque body horror sort of way. Watch the Blob remake from 1988 for some inspiration of black pudding deaths.
Next, we're gonna get classic with vampire spawns. Imagine a royal gala where the players are invited and all the royals are vampires. They've locked the doors. Now the players have to try to escape with their lives as the vampires are bleeding them dry with hit and run tactics, reducing their max HP over time.
Oh, my neck is so tasty.
Have you tried this season's A positive? Oh, delightful. If these royal vamps drain your players dry, there's no death saving throws. It is insta-death. Fear that.
Time to make a new meat bag, roll it up. The last monster that we have pulled from the monster manual is an abominable yeti. Maybe you want to do a freaky deaky snow encounter. The party is trapped along a mountainside. There's an ice storm beating up against the mountain, but You are not alone. There's something up in them hills, and an abominable yeti is stalking the party throughout the night. It can breathe cold and make you hurt, or it can just stare at you and freeze you with its eyeballs. Just like in the movies that I've never seen. Will you survive?
Next, we have a couple of creeps from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. The Boneless, a mass of boneless flesh that surrounds you. It wants your skeleton. It suffocates you until it gets it. Have the Boneless lying across the floor in a torture chamber so that your players don't suspect them until they spring to life and try to suffocate and steal their skeletons.
Oh, that's nasty. Who does not love a good headless horseman? Or as it's known in Dungeons & Dragons, the Dullahan. This little bad boy is going to be ripping it up, lopping heads off, and terrorizing the trade route of this little sleepy hamlet, the only profitable trade route that they have. The catch is that this is being controlled by your favorite little local quest giver in this area. He's secretly an asshole, and what he wants to do is bring the town to its knees and then rise up and be the one to destroy the Headless Horseman and be seen as the hero of the day, probably to try to take over the town, and he's probably going to try to bang the farmer's daughter while he's at it. Real piece of Halloween stuff we're talking about here.
Descending down from the monsters of the multiverse, we have the Bodak.
It's a Bodak moment.
The players have been on a previous quest to hunt down and eliminate a threat, a fanatic of Orcus. This fanatic, after it has been slain, transforms into this lifeless husk, a Bodak. It slowly hunts them down while they're trying to sleep and creeps up behind them. These are dangerous creatures.
They got this big ass open mouth. Have someone just setting a watch, looking into the woods, and then you just see that big open spooky mouth, baby.
Don't lock eyes with the Bodak.
It wouldn't be the spooky season without some bones, little skeleton action. We're talking about no Witherlings. While the party is investigating an ancient wood, you come across a horrifying boneyard. In the aftermath of this bloody battle between these two warring gnoll tribes, there was nothing left but skin and bone. After you investigate a while to try to possibly find loot, or maybe what the hell happened here, you hear a creak.
And rattling.
And some rattling. And suddenly, you see the gnoll witherling take shape as it starts to bear down on you with its herky-jerky, Ray Harryhausen style animation that's missing like 14 frames of animation as it sort of slowly makes its way towards you. Roll initiative, mother bleepers.
Once your players start killing Witherlings, the rest of the Witherlings get one extra attack. Can all attack at once. Your player's gonna have to start figuring out how to manage that battle. Next, we have the creepy ghoulish Maregi. A recently acquired hireling NPC is actually a Maregi.
Because these creatures can take the form of the thing that they most recently ate. Oh, he's starting to decay and he's smelling a little bit more funky now.
Stanky, stanky, every day.
Maybe you notice a little bit of flesh falling off this guy.
Or he tries to play it off like he has some kind of sickness. I have a skin disease. Your party hunkers down to the local inn to catch up on some snoozies, and this Maregi bites everyone in the inn overnight, and the players wake up to an inn filled with ghouls, and the Maregi as their captain.
Have some alien invaders coming down and messing up the Forgotten Realms on the 31st. A comet passes overhead, and the tail is filled with purple crystalline shards as it crashes somewhere in a nearby meadow or forest. It's a Starspawn Invasion, everybody. There's a creepy-ass cult somewhere in the Forgotten Realms, putting out Grues, Hulks, Larva Mages, and God knows what else I'm forgetting. It is up to the party to track down this cult and take care of them before these Starspawns get out of control and start destroying all the towns, eating up the livestock, chewing on your cats and dogs, and just really making a mess of game night.
The last creature we thought was creepy as F was the Lonely Sorrow Sworn, an evil wizard's failed attempt at romance. leads to the personification and manifestation of his grief as a creature is summoned forth. It hunts down the friends and family of his love interest, and the players must defend them.
It's essentially a slasher villain born out of the Shadowfell that this evil wizard douchebag conjures up because he's a little lonely. And this thing is the manifestation of loneliness. It's so lonely that it's got a harpoon arm here and a harpoon arm there. And it can harpoon wapow, harpoon wapow.
Some violent hugs.
And it just wants to bring you in for a hug this Halloween.
That's our 15 creepy creatures. Sprinkle them through the campaigns you're running. Make campaigns out of them. Throw them into one-shots. Have a happy Halloween. Later, Liches.
Bye-bye. Hey, yo, I'm a wizard with a bone. Now I spend time all alone with my wand. I asked the honey out for drinks because I wanted to bond.
I hate it.
I hate it. Don't you put any of this in the goddamn credits.